What's up? We're the Spire team, and we're working on this game. And in our game, you'll play as a knight who is in a struggle to survive against these eldritch creatures hidden within a frozen forest, and you're armed with a form of rifle, and you're facing against these dark forces of the woods, and it won't be any easy task.
Spire is a survival shooter game based on Resident Evil, Dead Space, and Bioshock.
With Spire, we really wanted to take all the the great aspects of the visuals and the world of God of War, and mix that with the heavy atmosphere and the survival aspect of Dead Space, and it will come together to be our game.
As well as taking inspiration visually from these games, we also wanted to try and merge gameplay elements from them as well, and make something that appeals to people who play both of these sorts of games.
We want to keep our aesthetic in between a sort of fantasy style, but also keep it grounded and realistic, and we have been very inspired by Gaelic and Nordic mythology.
Hey guys, I'm Tom from the Spire project, and I'm doing the character art, the tech art, and the effects. While I'm doing most of the concept and modelling, it really has been a team effort to design all the characters.
Oh good God, what's going on with them, Tom?
We said early on that we really wanted the characters to feel weighty and situated in the world, and to do that we really want to have a lot of moving elements on the characters, like the plate armour and weapons and stuff that jiggle around when the character moves. I described the aesthetic of the characters as like fantasy medieval, but with touches of lots of other areas of history. So early on we looked at like Gaelic, Nordic and English medieval history to draw inspiration to design our characters. We also thought about how we could incorporate that into the medieval style. So how would a knight want to wear his armour if he had to carry a gun as well? Would he wear as much armour? Where would he have it? And things like that. How would his visor look was something we've spent a lot of time on. So we did a lot of iterative design with the main character. I spent a long time myself, and with help from other people, doing just loads of designs of helmets to arrive at the right one. Like, it wasn't that any of the designs were particularly bad.
Oh, I'm gonna say, I don't like any of them.
I just wanted to make sure that we got the right one for the main character. From the very beginning we wanted the game to be playable and not just a fly for a level, so I've been working very hard on the blueprints and making sure that we'll actually have enemies you can fight with AI. Specifically with the main enemy monster, we wanted to make it so that he had bits that would shoot off. A big inspiration for us has been Dead Space, so we wanted to have elements of like their dismemberment system, but not quite as grotesque. So like bits of armor will come off the enemy to let you know how you're doing and progressing through that boss fight.
Hello, my name is Jamie Callow, and I'm doing the environment/level design on the game. The first thing I wanted to do when starting the environments for the game was to have a big variety in like where you go in like a small location. So when you start off, it's in like a really grotesque, ugly pit like spider's nest, and then you move to like a dark, sort of differently lit cave, and then you come out into this open like big snowy forest, and then you go all the way up to a big ruined cathedral. So there's a lot of different things, so it's not plain and sort of boring. It's more interesting as you're going along the whole level. The second thing was trying to utilize natural light, so that as opposed to something that's where there's like loads of like lanterns and man-made lights around, if it's all naturally lit with this like dark gloomy sky where you can have like cracks in the roofs of things and light things really well, it sort of creates this sense of being alone and like scary. It's like really, yeah, you just feel really alone, and that's the theme of the game. It really pushed this idea of having multiple paths that you can explore as opposed to just going around this one single long path and then getting to an end. You can all sort of like diverge, find secret things that not many people find. There'll be of course like certain little sections off to the side and left that will be like ammo drops or like things, secret things you can find. So overall I just wanted to keep this sense of loneliness, sort of so you're vulnerable, as well as having it so that you're not stuck on this one path, you can divert, do what you want, while also keeping, you know, the main level beats like the start, middle, end. So yeah.
What's up guys, I'm Leif, and I'm doing the animation and the rigging for the Spire project. One thing we really want to focus on with the animations for this project was, given that you're playing as a knight with very heavy plate armour, very heavy backpack and very heavy guns, we wanted to really give the movement that your character will have lots of weight. So one of the ways we wanted to do that, we wanted to have the characters' movements and animations be influenced by what they're currently doing within the game. So, such as when you're going up a steep incline, the character will change their gait to fit that, or when they're going down one, vice versa, they'll start to stumble a bit. Another way of showing this would be when the character's walking through very deep snow, they'll be able to lift their feet up higher through the snow to really give the impression they're having to work hard to get through that heavy snow. The weapons that the character will have in the game will have different weights, so for when they've got a much heavy weapon, their movements will be generally slowed, but when they've got a much lighter one, their movements will be a bit more nimble, they'll be able to turn more quickly, that kind of thing. To really help the character feel immersed in this world, so you're not just playing as a character in a game, you're playing as an actual individual that's within this snowy forest, and they're really having to try to survive out there.
Hello, I'm Bilta and I'm doing the creature animation for Spire. Currently I'm working on the walk cycle for the main monster, but we are also planning on having a cinematic sequence where the player shoots a bell and it lands on top of the monster's arm and traps it. Since the monster is so big, I'm trying to have its walk cycle feel really heavy, slow and clunky, and so that you can really feel the weight behind it when it walks. But then we also want it to have a very fast run, kind of like a cheetah, so you don't really expect the monster to move fast until it's coming after you.
Hi, I'm Gabriel and I'm working on the Spire project as a weapon artist. This means I'm making weapons that came from swords to guns. So that process happens through an arms race of trying to defend the tower from the new monsters. In the Spire demo, your main weapon will be the Pathfinder. This will be your general purpose weapon. It's a repeater rifle with 6 shots. Your sidearm in Spire is the Revelation. It's your trusty sidearm that will help you with 6 shots. The Garrison is an explosive bolter that you'll find later in the demo to use against the monster. The Free Fate allows you to cast Judgment from a distance, dispatching enemies with your sniper rifle. Finally, the Brimstone is an automatic rifle and an endgame weapon.